In this video, we're going to be looking at a lightweight concrete mix using 2 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement. So why would we use 2 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement? What would be the advantage versus, let's say, 4 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement? And that's what you see here, this wet concrete that's drying. That's 4 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement. So we're going to increase the ratio of the Portland cement. We're going to reduce the amount of aggregate or lightweight aggregate that we're adding. The end result is that the mix will be heavier because it's going to contain more Portland cement. In addition to being heavier, it's also going to most likely be stronger, and that's something that we're going to be testing a little bit later on. It's significant to note that the more Portland cement that you have in a mix of concrete, the more expensive that mix will be. The Portland cement component is much more expensive than the aggregates, which is usually sand or gravel, but in this case we're using a lightweight concrete aggregate, perlite. Even still, the perlite is pretty affordable comparatively to the Portland cement component. If you're only making a small decorative or ornamental piece of concrete, the cost of this particular mix is not really going to be a big deal. It would be more so if you're looking at large-scale production of lightweight concrete. A mix with 2 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement would be significantly more expensive than using more, like 4 or 6 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement. But of course, what you're sacrificing is strength. So let's go mix some lightweight concrete right now using 2 parts perlite to 1 part Portland cement. It would usually be worthwhile to pre-wet your perlite before adding it into your concrete mix. The perlite is so absorbent, pre-wetting it will go a long way towards making the mix more manageable. There we go. So that's 6 parts Portland cement, 12 parts perlite for our 2-to-1 ratio. So that's what we've got there. Now I can see I've got some dry material in the bottom of the bucket here, so I'll have to respin it. That binding in the bottom of the bucket is because the aggregates weren't pre-wet and I didn't add water into the cement component individually before I put it all in together, which is the way you would normally want to do it. But I want to be able to measure the amount of water that I'm using here. I think that's going to be useful information, so I don't mind fighting with it a little bit if we can get better measurements for this. There, that looks a lot better. Now let's just go ahead and place that. In comparison to the 4-to-1 mix, the 2-to-1 mix feels a lot creamier on the trowel. I think I'd be able to get a lot nicer of a finish on something like this versus something to the 4-to-1, which, I mean, you can't get away from that. That's clearly not consolidated like a regular concrete. That's consolidated like a drier, lightweight aggregate mix. This looks a little bit more like a regular concrete, although of course it's not. It's going to be much lighter weight. There we have our 2-to-1 Perlite lightweight concrete mix. Be sure to tune back in or subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can see when I eventually go ahead and break this thing, which is the purpose of making these lightweight panels, so that I can make different mixes and then test them for their strength. Let's go ahead and demold these. They're not cured yet. They're only about a week or 10 days old. They're strong enough now that I can take them out of the mold and make some more prototypes to experiment with, but they still need more time to cure. I want 1 month at minimum so we can achieve the full cure strength before we do our strength test on these. Now I'll just go ahead and get this all cleaned up and reset for another batch of lightweight concrete prototypes.